Hey everyone, thanks for checking out Long Range Tactics. In today's video, we're going to be talking about this little bad boy right here, the US Optics DRS 2.0 Enhanced Red Dot Sight. The US Optics DRS 2.0 Enhanced Red Dot Sight has a 5 MOA dot on there. It was plenty bright for me in the midday sun. I had no issues finding it, using it to aim. It wasn't washed out. It was plenty bright. This was lent to me. This is not mine. This was lent to me by another member of Long Range Tactics to test out, just to kind of get my thoughts on it, see how I like it. And it was a little difficult for me. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. I'll see if maybe I can get a close-up of that. But you can see one of the adjustment dials right here, the little screws. They're very small and they're recessed, which is kind of nice because, like, you know, there's not really a chance of it getting accidentally turned somehow if you bump it in something in the safe, you know, whatever. But it was kind of hard for me to get anything down there to adjust it to match it up to the rifle I was using this on. I used this a little bit on this Ruger Precision Rimfire in 22 mag when I went coyote hunting, but I primarily used it on a 7.62x39 AR-15 that I built. So to sight into that was a little difficult because I just didn't have the right tool to adjust that. I don't know if it comes with a tool, like a proprietary, like, special tool to adjust it. I do kind of wish it was a little more universal, you know, like even just a little screwdriver. But it's because the flathead ridge down in here is so recessed. Like I don't have a screwdriver, especially on me in the field. Like it's so small. So it was kind of hard to get that dialed in. I made it work, but it was difficult. That's kind of something I wish they would maybe improve upon in the next version. It does have a side load battery compartment right here, which is nice. If battery dies, you don't have to take the optic off to change it. You can just little screws right here, pop that out, pop the battery out, switch a new one, you're good to go. So I do like that. That's nice. So this is basically an always-on red dot sight. So that red dot is always on. It's battery operated. You just kind of have to change the battery every so often, which I'll get into in just a second. But it has an ambient light auto sensor. So like right now, if I look through it, let's see there it is. It's fairly bright. I can see it pretty well. Probably because I have this light from this window coming in, shining in there. It's probably getting a good sensor. Now if I cover this, let's see. Yeah, the dot dims very lightly. So like it's dimmed to where it's hard to see, because I'm covering it and it's also really bright around me. But if I was using this like at night for like home defense or something, like it would be perfectly lit. Mostly perfectly. Obviously auto sensing things aren't always perfect, but it would be really close to being perfectly lit for your ambient light. So I do like that, and that will help save on battery as well. So if you put this in your safe that's obviously pitch black, it's going to dim so much where it's basically off if it's not actually off, and it will help conserve that battery a little bit. So that's nice. You just have to kind of make sure to change the battery every so often, obviously, because it's always on. It takes one CR2032 battery, which is commonly available everywhere. You can get a pack of those on Amazon or Walmart for pretty cheap, just to have on hand in your range bag. They claim about a 2 to 3 year battery life. Obviously, if you have it sitting in front of a bright window all day, it's going to use battery a lot quicker because that light, that dot is brighter longer than if you have it in your safe 90% of the time where it's dark, right? So it'll obviously vary. So keep that in mind, depending on how it's being stored, and when you're using it and stuff. Make sure you just change that battery. I mean, you could do it every year if you want to be like really really conservative on the sense of not having it run out of battery. Or you could do every 2 years, every year and a half, whatever you want to do. That's something you would have to try and figure out based on your usage. So they do list this as waterproof and fog proof. However, when you look on their website, it doesn't really mention anything about being shock proof, and doesn't really mention what it's been rated at for like recoil. They do say it's a great duty optic for an AR, a shotgun, pistol. So to me, I assume that means it's basically rated for anything reasonable, at least anything that would fall into those platforms, right? But they don't specifically state it, so I don't know what it's actually been tested to and rated for. So keep that in mind. I didn't get a chance to reach out to them. Maybe it might be a good idea if you guys are interested in this, but want to make sure, maybe ask them about that. I'm surprised they don't have something listed on their website. That seems kind of odd to me. It does have the common Viper Vortex footprint for mounting, so that's great. Almost any pistol has that footprint. I mean, it's one of the most common ones, so that's great. MSRP is about $350. It's technically $349, which isn't bad for something like this, I don't think. I mean, it's got a nice, pretty nice size window. Like I said, I put this on for coyote hunting, so that I had something kind of close quarters if they kind of snuck up on us. But I mainly use this on an AR platform, so it does have a nice, I feel like a good window size for this size of red dot. Clarity seemed good. I didn't have any complaints about that. Everything seemed pretty solid with it, so I was pretty happy with it, not disappointed at all. I wouldn't mind having one of these in my own personal collection. I kind of wish it was mine, but it's not, so I got to return it. But yeah, it's been a good optic. If you guys are interested in something like that, I would check it out. If it sounds like it's something that would fit your needs. I hope this information was helpful to you guys. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Check out our links down in the description below. Check out our Facebook group where we have discussions on long-range tactics, long-range shooting, equipment recommendations, suggestions, just general discussion about guns. So be sure to check us out there. Hit that like button if you felt this was helpful at all, kind of gave you some insight on anything about this red dot. Subscribing always helps to see future videos, and we appreciate you guys watching, and take care.